Good afternoon, and I'm so excited to be kicking off this latest series of our LinkedIn Lives. We are joined today by Roelof Hengst, who we'll be talking to. And just to introduce, we're kicking off this series and we're calling it the Resilient Growth Playbook. And it's really following on from the success and the conversation around the Sustainable Growth series. What we're really looking to do and what we do at the Scale Up is really look at ways that we can support building long-term sustainable growth strategies that don't just rely on paid media and immense venture funding. It's what we're really wanting to do is create marketing systems that can generate revenue from the early days, that we're building brands that attract and retain loyal customers. So we're just making smart and long-term decisions about how and where to invest. And that's where I'm really excited to be starting this conversation. So I will hand over to you so that you can introduce yourself, but please tell us a bit about your journey from SaaS to supplements and to AI, and what's driven those shifts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your introduction. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. My name is Roelof Hengst. I live in the Netherlands, not in Amsterdam, quite up north, the most northerly point of the Netherlands. And my professional life, I call myself almost like a jack of all trades. So sometimes they say master of none. So hopefully there is some mastery in there. But my journey has been very diverse, from marketing manager to brand manager, owning a design company, creating television, managing a kiteboarding team, but also being one of the founders of Winning by Design. Winning by Design is a American-based company. I was one of the 5 founders, and we help tech companies, SaaS companies, scale and grow. So we focused on the revenue operations, and that has been quite a journey. And a year ago, I decided, because this journey led from 0 to 120 people with a global footprint. But after 9 years, it was time to start a journey more locally. So we and my wife as well. Actually, all of the businesses I've been involved in, I've been supported by my wife. She's been in every business in every adventure we encountered. So we had a great urge to start something local, because all we did was remote, and that taken us quite far. But the urge and the need to do something locally came up, and this kind of it's a personal story. It coincided with some physical issues I was encountering, and one of my friends actually offered me or asked me to try this little bottle with a very transparent liquid in there, and it helped me. And it was the purest form of magnesium in the world. And when I took a deep dive in that product, is that it is actually I live on it. So 1,600 meter deep, there is this reservoir of the most natural, most perfect magnesium in the world. So that's super local, and I wasn't aware of it, and a lot of people around me weren't aware of that either. So we thought, and we as my wife and also another couple actually, so this is a small startup, the world needs to know about this source. So a year ago, we joined forces and went into magnesium. So from SaaS to magnesium, from B2B now to direct to consumer, that has been a remarkable change for us. A lot of learnings around down the road. And that has been my main journey of the last 12 months. But Lucy, you mentioned also that there is some AI in the mix. So a couple of months ago, I did feel the urge to do some B2B operations also. So what we started, and I partnered with an AI specialist, and we partnered 20 years ago, and we lost track of each other, but he really focused on AI in the last couple of years. So we started on this magnesium platform. We wanted to give additional content, or what you call it, advice about magnesium. So we thought, hey, an AI chat module that would be quite interesting to develop. So we created this chat on the magnesium website, so people can ask everything about magnesium, if it is very technical, or how to use it, and what kind of products to use. And that worked out pretty well. So we decided to join forces there again. And what we are creating now is a consulting firm around AI, but we build a platform where we can pilot very easily different AI solutions. So that's a great opportunity. So I'm not on the technical side, I'm more on the usability side. And this venture is very, very interesting. It's got a lot of potential as well. So from being into SaaS, into magnesium, and now also the crossover to AI, I think it's for me personally, it's been very interesting and a lot of learnings. And I like to work on different projects, so it keeps my mind busy as well. So some learnings I can use in a different domain as well. So that's where our journey has been the last 12 months.
I love it. The ultimate entrepreneur. Because it would have been so easy, I suppose, to sort of sit back and say, we're really successful at winning by design. Let's enjoy what that can deliver. But, otherwise we can find new challenges and also be there. And so just to start at winning by design, as it was probably midway through your journey, but the first of your entrepreneurial journey, and you worked with hundreds of SaaS teams there. Are there any sales habits or systems that stood out that were genuinely actually resilient, that you felt could be sustainable, and that you really saw driving that growth?
Yeah. So first of all, when we work for startups and scale-ups, and also enterprise, but typically if you talk to VP of sales or revenue operations, they're always focused on new logos. It's all about new logos. And the main lesson we taught, main lesson that focus on existing customers and grow them. So there has to be a growth loop. So acquiring new logos, but a reduced churn. So keep focusing on existing clients and expand on there. May sound simple, but in practice, a lot of companies focus on product and on sales, and sales is defined by new logos. Mm-hmm. So that's a big learning for most of the companies we engage with, and also a compelling story. And that's not only a winning by design thing, but I had a design company. We created a lot of presentations, and sometimes it was really tough actually to define the company story. What is your company about? So a company needs to have a compelling story. If it's a founder story, just maybe something similar with me and the magnesium story around this, our magnesium journey. That is a compelling story, and that's, hopefully it is a compelling story. It's a very personal story, and therefore it motivates me and also the rest of my team to make that happen. So most of the successful companies we encounter have a compelling story, and they really want to focus on impact, delivering impact at the customer level.
Yeah, and I think where it feels like there's a personal story behind a startup does help people to relate to it, to make it feel relevant to them, because what they're going through might be similar to what you went through, and they can feel that you've really built it for someone like them versus you saw a gap in the market and wanted to go for it. I think there's, and especially when you can talk about living above it, it feels very real and tangible versus something that might be created just in a factory. When you're working at Winning by Design, or in fact any of your businesses, what do you think some of these traps are? It's very easy we work with a lot of early stage businesses, and it's very easy to fall in the trap of just, grow, get as many users or as many customers, as you say, logos as possible. But what traps have you seen these early stage companies fall into when they're chasing fast growth, and what do you think they could do to stop that?
Especially early stage when companies start to get some tractions, they have the intent to hire a VP of sales as soon as they can, and that might be a trap. Focus on getting the processes in place first. See where that leads you to, and then potentially hire a VP of sales. So don't focus too much on the count of people in the beginning. Get the process up and running as soon as you can, and automate, especially in this age of AI. Automate the most of the processes you are able to.
Yeah, we're doing that a lot with the businesses that we work with. It's how can we use AI to genuinely help scale that small team. What can they be doing and automating that will save them time and mean that they can get further, because a lot of early stages are trying to compete with much larger businesses that have 100x plus their media spend and salaries, and it's how and this is our real opportunity where we can punch above our weight, I think. So
there's no legacy yet. So if you're AI native, you're almost like a speedboat competing against one of those big cruise liners. The cruise liners cannot cope with the dynamics of the new market. But if you're a speedboat driving on AI, you can turn around or make different corners. So that may be your benefit.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, or our clients' benefits. And so your move into magnesium is obviously a really big shift from Winning by Design to moving in and working with a small group of friends and family. What was that transition like? How did you sort of start to find the holy grail of product market fit?
Well, the holy grail, we're amidst finding the product market fit. We are live now, I think 9 months or so. So the holy grail, still searching for it, but I think we found product market fit. Generate data as soon as you can. So that's the process we are working on now. What might be a challenge when you're a small company, and especially working, in the introduction, I noticed that I work together with my wife. That can be, we don't want to be a block within a small company. So you have to be very transparent to your other colleagues as well, that we are separate entities, we are not a block of two. That you have to be very clear about the roles and responsibilities early stage already. And the funny thing with the magnesium journey, we outsourced a lot, so the core team is only 4, and the other 2 is also a couple. So that's a very different environment than all individual colleagues, like at Winning by Design, we were with 120 at the end, which is, we started also with 5 for a couple of years, so relatively very small, and then we just got traction. So yeah, just working and being very dependent on my wife again, which has been great actually. We are a great working couple, I think. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think it takes to be a great working couple? Because I can't imagine ever running a business with my husband, as much as I love him.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, you don't have, if you're working in the same company, you don't have the stories at dinner, like, hey, what happened at your work? We know because we are there. Yeah, what seems to be working there? It's been a natural progression actually. When we met 25 years ago, I think within 3 months we were working together already full time. So we don't know, we don't have a large working relationship without each other. So we kind of grew into it. But she's very down to earth, and I'm a bit more holistic, and so that seems to be working really well. So she can filter down all the BS, and then that seems to be working.
Brilliant. And what were those the early growth signals? Because you talked about getting to product market fit, and I think that's brilliant. And what were those early signs that you're starting to see where you think, yeah, actually, we're getting this right? We've got, there's always going to be things to tweak and change from product to plans, but that first part where you actually feel satisfied that you're on the right track.
Yeah, first of all, getting reviews from clients and getting some conversations with some users of the product, and that has been very satisfactory because it, especially the magnesium on a personal level, it helps me with taking care of my body, and seeing that from third parties, because it's not only a story, it really. It can be beneficial for a lot of people, and seeing that feedback coming back, that has been a great motivator for me and my team as well. So feedback from clients, and also tweak around it. What we found, we wanted to focus on we seem to have a sweet spot on females around 30 years. And more into detail with a name starting with M. So somehow we found a very specific sweet spot, but there was a funny side. But now getting customer feedback, and as soon as possible, getting into conversation with clients, how to use it, what can be beneficial, where we can improve. One of the feedback was on the packaging. We didn't come from the physical product. We came from SaaS. So the packaging has been a really big learning curve for us. And we are now making the transition from plastic to glass, for instance, and that has been a huge impact. Also on the branding of the product, the packaging has a great impact on the branding as well. So that's a big learning for us. Yeah.
And do you think that's because you're D2C at the moment, aren't you? So is it all online sales? So do you think the packaging still has a massive impact when it's on somebody's shelf versus we think of the packaging impact on shelves in supermarkets or in health food stores? But
we it might be in the future that we go into retail. For now, we do direct to consumer. Focusing on online, but also just the photography. It's not AI which we are using. We are still using traditional photography. That makes a big difference. If you're photographing a plastic bottle or a glass bottle, that just makes a big impact already on the website. direct to consumer and the packaging does have an impact on online as well for the overall branding. It's more impactful than we anticipated.
I think it's also just usage, isn't it? If it's beautiful enough to put next to your kettle, then you're much more likely to remember to use it every time, aren't you?
Yeah.
And what have you noticed the difference when you're looking at what's worked from a growth tactics point of view? What's the difference between the D2C to the SaaS that you were used to?
Tactics. Oh, it's not only tactics, it's strategy as well. It's been a huge difference. Moving from large deal sizes with long sales cycles to very small deal sizes with sales cycles maybe within a minute. It's been a total difference. But still, I sometimes find it an advantage if you have a clean slate. Or so when I step into a new business, I hopefully I can bring in my experiences from different domains in. So that is somehow an advantage. So we might spin up slowly because we don't have the domain challenge, but we see some things a bit different, which may be an advantage at the end. So it's both an advantage and a disadvantage having this lack of domain knowledge.
Yeah. I think the advantage if you try new things and you don't feel stuck, and I think there are, although it's very different from a strategic point of view, there are a lot of crossovers in terms of how do you make your customers or clients love a brand? How can you get the messaging right so you're really hitting on a problem of theirs and making sure you're talking through the pain points as well as the benefits. Moving on to thinking about advice, obviously it's not just about sort of the launch moment, it's about this, we talk a lot about flywheels, it's constant learning and improving, and that's where you're getting to. What would you, founding a business and bootstrapping it isn't easy at all, especially in this economy, but where would you sort of recommend that founders should focus first? Where would you start?
When you're bootstrapping, have a runway, have a realistic runway, and always expect things to last 3x as you anticipated. Then you might be on the safe side. So, but then trust the process. So first of all, expect things to be taking 3x longer than you anticipated, and trust the process. And on the process is keep on iterating, don't be scared of a very drastic change, and also have the guts to say no, this might not be the good path, or this business is not scaling as rapidly as we anticipated, and that also needs very courageable entrepreneurs to pull the plug. And it happened to me a couple of times. You have to pull the plug every now and then, but don't wait too long. Some entrepreneurs say, okay, I'll keep on going until the end, but it's also a big courage if you allow yourself, okay, this is not working, I can spend my time somewhere different. And that's one thing I encountered more than once, and we stayed on the path too long. So that's all, it depends on your runway.
And how would you know when, I mean, it must be the most difficult decision to decide that, it is the end, and it isn't that you should just iterate and tweak. It's, it isn't a classic pivot moment. It's actually a chance to go, right, let's wrap it up and try something new. What do you think that sort of biggest sign is? Or is it not one thing? Is it just a gut feeling that you know?
Gut feeling is a big thing, yeah, because you have probably all the numbers there and might be going down, but the gut feeling, if your soul is not, if you're start losing your personal momentum and your motivation, then it is probably time to move on.
Yeah.
If you're still eager to make a difference and go in deep, but if you start losing the motivation yourself, that might be the time to put your energy somewhere else, and also learn from that experience. It's not you're not failing. Maybe that project failed, but you as a person start becoming stronger, and you learn from it, and then move on.
Yeah. Move on. And the and just sort of thinking about you obviously you sort of went from B2B to D2C, and now your latest AI venture, conversational AI. How are you applying what you sort of learned in the B2B space and in the D2C space into your new venture?
Yeah, hopefully both of them. So, and the great thing is I'm now focusing on both. So I'm back into B2B, and I used to be in B2C as well, direct to consumer, but it's been a while. But what you take along with you is your sense of entrepreneurship. So I've been around for 30 years now, my working life. So you collect a lot of, how do you call it? I'm looking for the English word. You see patterns. So, and the patterns can be used on different domains. So, but it's almost like the gut feeling you were saying as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully I bring that in the mix in every new adventure.
And it'll be great to. I think everybody loves, as we know, we love an example because it always helps. So, just thinking about what are some of your biggest wins so far?
The biggest
What
win.
do you sort of look back when you're looking back at your career so far, and especially in your entrepreneurial
Yeah, there's
path?
been smaller things, so it's not a number. One of the biggest wins, recent wins with the magnesium, is that you get some reviews of people where you can really help them with a physical issue they were having, and I used to be one of the wins that stuck to me is I used to run a kiteboarding team, and we got invited to a competition in Hawaii. That was a big win for me because that was the holy grail of surfing, and then get an invitation there. There was a big win for me. So it's those personals wins that really stuck with me, and also starting a business with my wife and celebrating the smaller wins on a daily basis. At dinner, having a wine or a beer. Those are the small daily wins. So not only celebrate your big wins, but celebrate your daily wins as well.
Yeah, I think that's so important, isn't it? Because it's so easy to forget and just focus on what didn't quite work. But so many things won't quite work, but you need to really celebrate. And I think that's important for your team as well. Because I know when we're all head down, you can sometimes forget to celebrate that or share feedback, or, sharing the customer reviews is a massive point for any team, isn't it? From product marketing or sales. I think also just I was thinking about this, but as we're supposed to swap, and I think I think for me it's also just creating a company where you actually want to get up for work, and it's really, you see this as fun, and I think that is really important. That works with your values and your life, and you can genuinely say that you really enjoy work, I think is a massive win for us. The I think we're getting to we've. I think we're
Yeah.
hitting time now, which is a shame. Which I could keep. I've got more questions I want to ask you, especially as we get dug into AI as as a popular conversation now. But
Yep.
where can people find out more about any of your businesses? Where should they go?
Check in my LinkedIn profile. If on the magnesium side, it's omgmagnesium.com. New ventures will arise, so the best place is LinkedIn. And oh yeah, on the AI side, we start on locally, so we are building a website. It's noordlab.ai, and it's in Dutch. It will become in bilingual probably pretty soon, but say hello to me on LinkedIn.
Brilliant. I'll share all the links with you. Well, thank you so much. This has been brilliant, and yeah, look forward to following the journey further. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Goodbye.